Now we are going to open the floor. You can ask any question from this head table. Please adhere to the time slot you have given. Any questions?
Thank you, Minister. I want to direct this question to Professor Jayawardena. Professor, we have currently had to face a number of international arbitrations in which we have had the crying need for expertise to give evidence in specialist matters at the highest level, competing with other experts. Now, I find that there is a very sad lacking of that kind of expertise from your universities. Now, the last arbitration I did, I'm very sorry to say this, but it was an embarrassment, quite frankly. Right? And we ran into serious problems. At one stage, our expert decamped. I had to look for him in some part of the country. He ran off. I'm very sad. All I'm asking is, can we develop a system in which after you graduate, what I observe is that after the graduation, you just go into a state of limbo. You don't publish papers. You are never reviewed for your currency. A pilot, for example, is reviewed for his currency. A lawyer, if he doesn't read his papers, he will lose his practice. A doctor, similarly. But academics, it appears, they just sleep over their knowledge. And they're not current. Now, is there anything that we can do about that so that we can draw on your expertise as a government for the state? After all, we have invested in you quite a lot of money. So we want a return for that investment.
Yes, we're struggling with this agenda.
Yes, I know. That is right, yeah. So you are talking about only academics, not engineers in general, right?
In fact, I'm talking of, quite frankly, as far as engineers are concerned, I led the evidence of many engineers in many courts.
Right.
In fact, I've got into serious difficulty even with engineers.
Yes.
But quite apart from, all I'm saying is that there doesn't appear to be a harnessing of that knowledge of excellence.
Yes.
And that's, I have to actually get engineers down from England or from the United States.
Right. Thank you so much for the question. I think we are also responsible to some extent in that. And that is why I exactly indicated that, we still see a tremendous improvement in producing an engineering graduates, not only knowledge and comprehension, but actually the analysis, synthesis and application, evaluation and things like that. So those areas need to actually improve to produce better engineers. Of course, we are working towards that, both in the universities and also from the Institution of Engineers Sri Lanka. But this specific case is that we have not had, in fact, this kind of really a need to come out with these kind of expert evidences of that nature, where you have, highest government level, where lots of, financial dealings are concerned. And normally an engineer gets a kind of request in the court of law to give evidence on a structural failure or something like that, give an expert engineering evidence on his subject matter. So, but I take your point, and something that we need to probably consider from the Institution of Engineers point of view and from the university's point of view as well. Thank you.
Any other question? Professor Rohan Gunaratne.
Let me direct this question to Professor Jayawardena. You referred to the amount of money that we spend on research and development. It was very small. Should we in Sri Lanka be investing more on research and development, or should we try to bring that knowledge from other countries and try to adapt it and manufacture it? The reason I'm moving in this direction is if you look at the number of Nobel Prize winners, most of them are from the US or from Europe or from Japan. But China has become an economic giant. Korea has become an economic giant. But it is not, there is no real indigenous innovative capability. It is largely technology that they have either borrowed or stolen from the West. I want to ask from you, what should be our strategy?
Yeah. Thank you. Good question. Actually, it is a combination of both, because if you consider a country cannot invest on development of the technology, all the technologies that the country needs, because there are lots of countries having that similar kind of a technology. You can easily transfer those technologies, but some technologies will be very, very expensive, and you need to decide whether you need to transfer those technologies or maybe a little bit of a standard technologies which is available everywhere. But the cutting edge technologies, you need to spend a lot of money. But having said that, a country should have innovation, because you need to come out with your own systems and things like that if you want to have a substitution for imports and things like that. So it's a combination. You need to decide which technology to be transferred and which technology to be developed. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Today actually we had a very interesting and valuable presentations on the role of engineering for the economic growth and the ICT as a tool for the development. Mr. Lalit Virtunga, who pioneered this e-governance here in Sri Lanka, having explained the importance of ICT programs carried out by the government and stressed the need for a use of ICT in the post-conflict development in Sri Lanka. And Dr. Ajit Peskual has touched upon the flows that are visible in our outputs related to the ICT investments. However, I think we must know that no system is perfect, and whatever we do there is bound to be both failures and successes. And Professor Dilikadais has presented an overview of the nature of relationship between telecommunications, development and economic growth. Now we have achieved 100% penetration level according to her statistics, and we have ambitious plans to achieve 100% electrification level by 2012. I think that way we would be able to achieve 100% computer literacy as well. And finally, Professor Ananda Javardhana has touched upon the subject of addressing the gaps between the engineering education and technical sciences for our much needed development. He is currently the president of the Engineering Institute of Sri Lanka. I think he will look upon these problems that have been emanating from this discussion. In conclusion, I am extremely happy to congratulate everyone of you for arranging and participating in such an important and timely event. I thank you.
Thank you, sir.